Hey there, YouTube fam. Ready for some juicy drama and relationship roller coasters? Yes, we are diving into the exciting world of Ready to Love, Dallas season episode number 5, Navigating Non-Negotiables. And oh boy, do we have some stuff to talk about. Welcome back to Romance Review TV. It's Lady T. I got another recap for you guys. So without any further ado, let's unpack this episode. So, as I mentioned, we got non-negotiables, aka deal breakers, which are shared, which doesn't lead to any shakeups, but somebody having baggage and not hiding it in the closet makes it very easy as a target for elimination. So this week, the goal is to communicate with your non-negotiables and kind of see where that leaves your connection. And for many, it is the basic. I need someone with goals like Janelle and Quentin. But there's also the need to communicate, because why Janelle got on Herbert about that, since she wants to have regular contact with him. But because him being nonchalant is an impediment, especially when Quentin is one putting on the pressure. Speaking of Quentin, he also goes on a date with Kara and Unique. Now, with no other men, they do this whole boxing class. Now, neither of the two ladies seem to be heavily into working out, and at least to Quentin's level, he wanted to see if they could keep up. However, they do, but they both make it clear that they're not a match for him. So when it came to Unique, she was honest about her healing journey and doesn't present some false sense that she's healed and moved on, as Quentin wants to hear. However, as for Kara, she brings up the perception that she thought Quentin mainly liked non-black girls.
Quinn looks good. He always seems like he has a welcoming smile, but I don't get a lot of genuineness from Quentin. And I will say I'm ready to hit him with a 1-2 punch, if you know what I mean, because we need to see if this is a connection, honey, or if we're just like, you're cute, I'm cute, so we can just keep it cute. Okay, so what you see that you like, darling?
You look good.
Okay, tell me.
I ain't gonna lie. When we was doing the little stretches, I had to take my time a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
Sit down. I was like, oh, okay.
But I guess my biggest question for you, I really want to know, like, your preference. Like, I don't know, you just look like the guy that would be dating white women. I mean, there's nothing wrong with white women.
Yeah.
Most of my friends are white, so I feel like I can say that.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you actually like? So, elaborate on that one.
Why would I be on this journey if I liked white women? I wouldn't come here. I've never dated a white woman in my life.
Really?
No.
Or Mexicans?
I've dated Latinas.
So, is that your preference? Latinas? Black
No,
or?
I love my black woman.
Okay, just want to make sure.
My parents are black. They have black love. My grandparents are black love.
Same.
I want all the same.
That makes me feel better.
Yes, Quentin definitely took offense to that, but rather than being tit for tat, since the men do question Kara for being down with the culture, he just decides to finish off the date and write her off. Now, staying here in the moment, I would say one of the things which is a notable non-negotiable for the men are children. And what we see with Unique, she isn't sure she wants more. Aries does not want more, and as made clear by Sierra multiple times, she'll start the process with you in a hot minute if you wanted to, which isn't necessarily putting her on anyone's top, but it definitely caused some very interesting conversation. And also, family planning is important in general, because when we see the conversation with Chris and Aries, they both have kids, and with Chris losing both of his parents and Aries losing her dad, it makes giving their kids all that they got more important to the both of them. Chris even breaks down a little bit because his dad passed away right before he was born, and with him being so close to his mom, talking about her gets him very emotional. And of course, Aries appreciates the fact that he's vulnerable about that. There's also one other major core value that could affect a relationship: religion. Kara and Marie made it clear that they walk with the Lord, while Philip and Katerina are bonding on being spiritual but not religious. Now, whether or not that might be the common knowledge or potentially mess up their abilities to make it to the end, we can't say that for now. However, for the most part, everybody is speaking their truth and seemingly kind of narrow down further who they can truly be connected with in this process as a love interest. Which now brings us to the elimination. So, the biggest thing about this whole thing is Unique's baggage and Kara's perceptions of others and how they think about her, too. So, for Unique, making it clear that she is still in the process of healing from her ex put some of the men on edge. Quentin outright says that he doesn't even know if he has the energy or the desire to help her heal. Add in Marvin, her main champion, being told that having kids may not be an easy decision for her, and that pushes her way down the list. As for Kara, her blackness is an issue for Maurier, and her comment about Quentin dating preferences turned him completely off. Combine that with the feeling most like as a best friend or a potential girlfriend, it lands her in the bottom two. But between the two of them, the men would rather Kara have the bubbly attitude. Even though she can be a little stereotypical, they rather deal with that than have Unique here dealing with still her trauma and, stuff going on behind the scenes. So she is officially eliminated. So, who could be next up eliminated for the men? Well, Marvin is probably going to be in the bottom two again, and Christopher will probably join him as well. Now, as for which will get the boot, it's hard to say. Christopher didn't go on a single date this episode, so there was no follow-up on the ladies' comments to see if he has evolved. Then with Marvin, he cut the main girl that was mainly into him, who could have defended him, which of course was Unique. So, it's the case of the guy who is a little too sexual, maybe telling women what they want to hear, and who desires the island life, versus the guy who may, to some of the women, may seem a little boring, many to tears, but hasn't opened up yet, so maybe there could be something there. And then when it's the women go around the next time, who could be eliminated? I firmly believe Kara is probably the next to go. And I don't think the men saved her because they have a real interest in her versus they didn't want to deal with Unique, who is still healing from her divorce, have multiple kids, and isn't pro on having more. Never mind, isn't upbeat like Aries to kind of offset what she is or isn't willing to do. And who could join her in the bottom two? Maybe Sierra. I mean, Sierra has kind of stayed out of the bottom two because she doesn't say or do anything to rub the men the wrong way. However, at the same time, has any of them ever said that she was in their top? She hasn't been in anyone's bottom that I can remember, but kind of living and hanging in the middle is kind of not stable. It could be dangerous, especially as love triangles are kind of forming and you aren't in any of the three of those corners. Now, who could be our final three couples being the in-game couples? It's kind of hard to say who could be there. Even with this whole push to date with intention, I mean, we kind of got to see the whole connection between Quentin and Janelle. They could be in the final three. Janelle and Herbert, there was an issue there as well. She wants someone who isn't just ambitious in their professional life, but is also about her. She made it clear that giving your time is a love language, one that Herbert, noting dating multiple women is hard, hasn't been kind of reaching the quota of when it comes to Janelle. I mean, there's still a chance that could be possible for Katarina. I mean, she's still new to the process. And then we got Aries that's out there. That's only if Chris probably won't be eliminated, but we have to see. I gotta say, with this particular season, I like the fact that everybody seems to be dating with intention. The whole push to date with intention and not waste people's time. Everybody is grown. Many of these folks got kids. Some of them want more, and others would rather blend families and call it a day. Religion was brought up, and while money wasn't made into a topic beyond wanting their partner to be ambitious, at the very least, the ball is rolling to push beyond the honeymoon phase and get real. Okay, so there you have it, folks. Ready to Love Dallas season, episode number 5. It was filled with non-stop drama, eliminations, and some serious soul searching. I know we can't wait to see what happened next. Do you agree with some of the discussion that we had, some of our predictions? Who do you think is going to find true love in the end? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more Ready to Love updates and recaps. And until then, see you next time. Bye.